August 8th, 2024, a day that will live on in basketball history, and a day where, if a lot of Americans were being honest, work stood still for about 2 hours in the afternoon to watch one of the greatest basketball games in Olympic history.
Kevin, you've experienced a lot of games in your career. What was that like?
Yeah, that was at the top. One of the best games I've ever been a part of.
On one side, you had Serbia, up 13 points in 10 minutes away from making history. On the other, you had Team USA, with their drive for 5 straight gold medals very much in jeopardy. For a team that's been compared to the 1992 Dream Team, not only before the Paris Olympics began, but by Serbia's coach literally a day before their semifinal matchup, as he called them the, quote, best team in the history of national teams. 10 minutes stood between a chance at gold or utter humiliation. I'm talking humiliation on a level that the 2004 USA team even failed to reach with their bronze medal. At this point in the game, Serbia had done quite literally everything right to put themselves in prime position for the upset. They were a blistering 15 of 29 from 3, making 5 threes per quarter. Not only was the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, playing like it, but Bogdan Bogdanovic was absolutely cooking as well. I mean, the man looked right at Carmelo and his son Kion while doing Melo's signature 3 to the dome celebration. Safe to say, LeBron was heated because of this. Also, Serbia was getting a massive contribution from a dude that many of us, including myself, had never heard of, at least to this point, in their point guard, Alexa Avramovic, to the point where I was scratching my head, wondering how this dude never played in the NBA. You better believe that I'm ready to see him on the Miami Heat's playoff roster in 2025. Just saying. Anyway, Serbia seemed to have the secret formula, and the US trailed by as many as 17 in the first half and could only cut into that deficit by 4, leading to that 13-point hole that they faced heading into the fourth, which was an odd place for such a dominant team to be in. We're talking about a team that had won its first 4 Olympic contests by an average of 24.8 points per game. And against Serbia, the US had had its way throughout their 2 previous matchups, picking up a W in exhibition play 105-79 and another in the opening match of Olympic group play 110-84, in which USAB GOAT Kevin Durant came off the bench and didn't miss a shot in the first half, finishing with a team-high 23 points. So, yeah. No wonder why the Serbian coach called this version of Team USA the, quote, best team in the history of national teams. But on this day, the turntables would turn, shout out Michael Scott. But there's one thing that Serbia didn't anticipate about the US that turned this potential disaster for the Americans into the greatest comeback in USAB history. Alright, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cashback with online shopping. I use Rakuten whether it's through the website or the app every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cash back that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. They say it's most difficult to sweep a team 4 games in a row. Second to that would be to defeat the same team 3 straight times. And that was Team USA's task going into Game 3 against Serbia.
I was very worried about this game based on the fact that they have Nikola Jokic, and we've beaten them twice, both times rather easily, and that never bodes well for the 3rd time.
Before the game, Steph Curry was business as usual.
He remains the same. We know who they are, they know who we are. We just gotta be disciplined, defensively, play with a lot of energy, utilize our depth, and enjoy the moment. That's what it's all about right here.
But don't let the casual tone fool you, because coming into this game, the chef had been cooking up some duds. No disrespect to the greatest shooter who ever lived, but just look at these game logs from Steph throughout his first 4 Olympic contests. Yeah, not good. When a guy of this caliber is averaging 7.3 points per game on 25% from 3. But remember who we're talking about here, people. Because when Serbia came out the gates 5 of 5 from downtown, there Curry was to match them, answering with 4 straight threes of his own in the first quarter. With most of his teammate shots clanking off the rim while Serbia was filling it up on the other end, Steph's 20 points in the first half was the only bright spot for the Americans, who found themselves down 54-43 heading into the locker room.
Yeah, they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie. They had us. We weren't defeated, but they had us.
The third quarter didn't prove to be much better for Team USA, as they actually fell into a deeper hole, down 13 heading into the fourth. The possibility of an upset was past the point of merely brewing, okay? That thing was hot and nearly ready in the oven, and all Serbia needed to do was hold on for just 10 more minutes. The broadcast team brought up the fact that Serbia won silver just a year ago at the 2023 FIBA World Cup without Nikola Jokic, and it looked like they may just shock the world this time around, until they realized firsthand what they hadn't experienced before when playing Team USA, and that's the Americans' ability to flip the switch to an otherworldly level. And real quick, you know how you can flip the switch for more of these videos to be recommended to you? Well, it's as simple as hitting the like button, subscribing, and turn on notifications to stay locked into everything we got going on around here. So let's get the discussion going in the comments down below as well. What's your main takeaway from this game? Any Phoenix Suns fans out there? KD, he drilled a 3 to make it 78-70 with 7:19 remaining, while Jokic picked up his 4th foul. That kept the possession in favor of the Americans, and Booker cashed in on a tray off the inbound to make it 78-73. 6 points in 3 seconds. That was huge for Team USA at this point in the game. And for as much flack as Joel Embiid has taken ever since the Sixers got bounced by the Knicks in the first round of the NBA playoffs, and due to his choice to play for Team USA instead of France, I actually did a video on that. It's up in the upper right-hand corner of this video and down in the description. Check that out after this video. The man deserves major props for the absolute work he put in against Nikola Jokic down the stretch of this game. An and one layup and pull-up jumpers. Embiid was key in Team USA's comeback effort, and when asked about what went into the comeback, LeBron said post-game, perseverance, hard work, dedication, Steph Curry, Joel process, Embiid. And it was LeBron himself who tied the game at 84 with 3:39 left on a signature left-handed driving layup. Curry would put the U.S. ahead on his 9th 3 of the game, and LeBron would extend the lead with another driving layup. Bogdanovic wasn't about to let Serbia lay down though, as he connected on an and one floater to cut the deficit to 91-89. But it was USAB's GOAT, Kevin Durant, with a ball in his hands late, doing what he does best, with a left to right sweeping crossover and ice cold mid-range jumper to put the US up 93-89. Curry iced the game with 2 free throws to bring his point total to 36, one off from Carmelo's US Olympic record of 37 that he scored in 14 minutes of play versus Nigeria in 2012. Steph also finished 1-3 shy of Carmelo's Olympic record, 10 threes against Nigeria as well. But considering the stakes of this semifinal against Serbia, Bleacher Report is already labeling Steph's signature performance as the greatest in USAB history since 1992. And his former Warriors teammate Kevin Durant agrees with this statement.
I think he had 17 in that first quarter, 17 of our first 20 points. Guys were looking for him. His energy was high. He was turning around, shooting the ball, turning around. It was just a regular Steph game, and I think he was searching for that type of game the whole Olympics, and to have it right here, especially when we needed it. It was special to see. It was God talking through him tonight.
This is God disguised as Michael Jordan conversation.
That's what it felt like tonight. The shots he was making, and we fed off of that all night.
It's impossible to rank Steph's performances because there have been so many of them, so many big games. But it's different playing for USA basketball than it is playing for your NBA team. You know, you're literally playing for your country, and so it didn't surprise me at all that Steph had the game that he did. He always comes up big when he's needed the most, but it was the competitive spirit of the whole group that really stood out to me. And we needed everything because Serbia played, I thought, the perfect game. They were amazing, and we had just enough time to make the comeback and catch them at the end.
In Team USA's 95-91 nail-biting victory, they outscored Serbia 32-15 in the fourth and didn't allow a single three in the final period. What did I say about an otherworldly level, people? And that's why in the postgame, Serbia standout Alexa Avramovic could only manage to say, "I'm very sorry that we couldn't hold on in the last few minutes, but they are machines." So, you heard what KD said at the start of this video.
Kevin, you've experienced a lot of games in your career. What was that like?
Yeah, that was at the top. That was at the top. One of the best games I've ever been a part of.
But what say you? Where does this game rank all time in basketball history for you? And what is your main takeaway from Team USA's historic comeback victory versus Serbia? Sound off in the comments with your take, and I'll be reading and replying to y'all's responses. And I'll be back with another episode of Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.